No, no, not what I want either. There. Okay, get that out of the way. All right, so let's get started.
And real quick, can everybody just make sure that you're muted? That's great.
Yes, that way we don't get any feedback at all here. Okay, so welcome to our new coach call with the Legacy Project. So I think most of you guys know me, but my name is Keisha. So I'm kind of the founder, which sounds weird to say out loud, of the Legacy Project. Okay, so a little over 3 years ago, I was in your shoes. I wasn't really sure about what the heck all of this coaching stuff was about. Like I shared in the group earlier, I honestly, when I started my fitness journey, had zero intentions on helping anyone, really. But I just kind of felt like there was just like this nudge of this was helping me in such a profound way. And I just kept like talking to my friends and, seeing other people on social media, other moms at the time with young kids, like struggling to, find their happy and healthy, like their balance in it all. And if some of you guys are moms, and even if you're not a mom, like it's so easy to kind of lose ourselves in the chaos of life, right? Whether you're chasing, whether it's career life or you're newly married or you're in college and you're in that life transition. Like there's so many transitions in life. And I felt like at that point in my life, I had kind of lost a little bit of myself in every transition. So I was kind of searching for the Keisha again that was happy, who felt confident and good in her own skin. So stumbled across Beachbody, found it on Pinterest, and my journey began. And I decided to dive a little bit deeper into coaching, and it has profoundly changed my life. And it's one of my favorite things to share with you guys. So I firmly believe you're not here by mistake. And we're so super glad to have you. And so hopefully we'll let you kind of have an insider peek into how to get started as a new coach. Work through some of those hairy and scary things, work through some of those foundational things. It's so very important. When people decide to get more involved, they often just want to run, right? Or you either want to do two things. You just want to sit back and watch and wait for people to come to you, or you want to run and skip all the foundational things that we tell you to do and just sell Beachbody on demand or whatever. And so it's so important to lay these foundations first. So that's what we're going to talk to you about tonight. All right, Sheena, you go into the next slide. All right, so first things first, your most important job, no matter how long you've been a coach, is to work on you, which I think is one of the coolest things about coaching, because I know there's never been a job that I've had in corporate America. And for some of you guys that don't know, I'm a physical therapist. And I've never had a boss come in and tell me, you know what, Keisha, before you worry about anybody else, I want to make sure that you're okay. I want you to work on you. I want you to be your best self. I want you to be your happiest. I want you to be the best mom, the best wife, the best you that you can be. No one has ever said that to me until I got this job, or created this job and started my own, online entrepreneurship through Beachbody. So always the most important job is to work on you. So get to know our products by using them, experience them. So most of you guys, if not all of you guys, are deeply implanted in your own journey. A lot of us have just started Lift 4. Some of you guys may be doing 80-day or doing something else on Beachbody On Demand, which is okay too. The key thing is that you are committed to being better than you were yesterday. It's not about being perfect, but that you are on that journey to become the better you, and that you develop this belief that you allow Beachbody products and our team and the community that we've created to change you. We talk about going all in. We've talked about it a lot with Lift 4 lately, but I feel like so many times people just tiptoe in things and then they don't succeed, or they struggle, or they get a little hiccup, and so they just decide oh, this isn't for me, and to throw my hands up, instead of totally embracing the opportunity in front of you. And that includes your fitness journey. Totally embracing that if you trust the process, if you go all in, if you push through your excuses and get outside your comfort zone, that you can be completely changed and transformed. And as you do that, you will fall in love with our products. You will begin to believe in them because you're allowing them to change you. I say this all the time, but we don't have mascara here. We have really, and nothing against mascara. We all love mascara, right? But with nothing against that. But we have something that totally transforms people's health and helps them to feel happier and more confident, live longer, fight off disease and chronic illness, so much that we have to offer people here that people are desperately searching for. And here's the thing, people, health and fitness is never going to go out of style. It's never going to go out of style. People always need what you have. They need the gift. I firmly believe that Beachbody is a huge gift in my life, so I can share it so passionately because 3.5 years ago, I was crying in Old Navy dressing room in the worst shape of my life, grieving my dad. And I allowed myself to go all in and change my life because no one else was going to do it but me. And Beachbody was the tools that I used to totally transform my life. And then it's the tools that I have shared and you guys are going to share with hundreds, thousands of people who freaking need them. Okay. So start to share your experience with the Legacy Project and our program and products to other people. So this means social media, but this also means those closest to you, your mom, your dad, your sister, your best friend, all of those people. It's kind of selfish. And that's how I started coaching because I realized I was being kind of selfish to not share this with other people, especially those closest to me. Why wouldn't I tell my friends about it? Why wouldn't I tell my mom about Shakeology when I knew it could help her health? Why wouldn't I get my sister on board? Why wouldn't I share that with them? Now, it doesn't mean that everybody's going to be on board first thing, but it doesn't mean that you don't share it with them and start sharing your journey through things, right? Share your experience and your journey on social media. We're going to talk more about that later on in this presentation. So you just, like I said, you want to help other people change their life through TLP. TLP is just our abbreviation for the Legacy Project. So, and then how this works is when I started to tell a few people about it and say listen, this is really helping me. This is changing me. And so I helped those few people change. And then I encourage those people, hey, tell your friends and family, tell other people about how this has helped you. We can't keep this a secret. We have to share it. More people need it. And then they shared. And then the people they shared with, they shared. That's how you build a team. That's how you grow your impact. That's how this builds over time. But first and foremost, you got to be really convicted about what you have. If you're not experiencing the products, if you're not using them, you will never be a successful coach, period. You have to allow it to change your life so that you can pass on the gift. Okay, go to the next one, Sheena. Okay, so as we dive in here, you're going to be overloaded with a lot of information. Like I said, this call will be recorded so you can listen to it again. What is really cool is that you have the opportunity here to build a massive online business, okay? You are your own CEO, and that can really scare the crap out of you, or that can really empower you. You choose, but I've chosen to allow it to really empower me, which means I don't have to be in a bubble. I don't have to conform to anything. This can be everything that I want to create it to be. But in order for you to build a business, you have got to be resourceful and responsible. You've got to take ownership of the business that you have. Yes, we are here to help you. I say that I was really trained by the network. I didn't have trainings and things like you guys are going to have access to when I started. I just Googled and went on YouTube and found top coaches in Beachbody and listened to their videos and kind of just failed a whole lot along the way, but kept going. That's how I learned. I wished I had all of this, and I told myself once I figured it all out, I was going to create something so I could help other people too, so they didn't have to do it the way I did. But with that being said, don't be afraid to be resourceful. There's so many. Beachbody is such a giving network that there are so many resources. So you have your coach online office. So That is if you go to teambeachbody.com and you log on to your account, and then you click on coach and then coach online office. So that we'll dive more into this in training, but that is where you are going to find your coach ID, which is really important and you need to write down. That is where you are going to see your customer orders. When you add someone to your team, that's where you're going to check placement. That's where you're going to check your set up your direct deposit. All those kind of things are right there in that hub. Okay, so you need to kind of get familiar with it and look around in there a little bit. Secondly, our team page. So that's where you found the link to this group, the business partners page. Okay, so that's an important page. It's where all of our announcements go. That's where links to calls go. We share trainings and resources in there all the time. If you have a question like, is Shakeology gluten-free? What you can do is there's a search bar, okay, in our groups, in the team page, and you can type that in there, Shakeology gluten-free. I bet that's been asked before in the team page and the answer will pop up, okay? So you don't have to wait, for me or Sheena or somebody else to answer that. If you're messaging us or whatever, you can post questions in the team page if you don't find the answer when you search for it, okay? That might help you to get the answer quicker. You can definitely message us, but that's probably gonna be the quicker, most efficient way for you to find it. There's also coachfaq.com. You can get to this also through your Coach Online office, but coachfaq.com is just Beachbody's big resource. So like maybe you want to know what all is in the Lift 4 challenge pack. You can type in Lift 4 and the Coach FAQ and all the details is going to be there. How much it costs, what the commission is, like all of that kind of stuff is going to be there. Okay. So those three things right there, but team page and Coach FAQ are huge resources for you to jump into. I didn't put it on here, but the Beachbody Champions Facebook page, it is linked in our business partners group. You can request to join that. That is just corporate's group where they just throw so much training in there from top coaches and other leaders and resources. There's constantly new videos and lives going on in there. It can be a little overwhelming, but if you can just know that it's there, and so whenever you're ready to dive a little deeper into things, you can. I'm telling you, when I first became a coach, when I would get in my car, I would take my phone, I would find a YouTube video of a coach that I wanted to listen to about a subject. I would leave one earbud out so I could hear my kids, and I would drive down the road in one earbud listening to things about coaching. Whenever I was on the road, like I wanted to utilize my pockets of time as much as I could to build this business because I was working a ton of hours. I had little kids, but I also wanted to do this in the pockets of life. So I would just stick in my earbuds and I was always learning. Beachbody has national wake-up calls. They're every Monday at 9 a.m. Central. They're streamed now live on the Team Beachbody 411 Facebook page. Okay, so you can see them there. So they'll stream them live. You can watch them then if you're working. You can catch them in that group later recorded, or you can go to the Team Beachbody podcast and listen to them. It's another great resource. And on the podcast especially, there's archived years upon years upon years of national wake-up calls there. Okay, so you'll find something if you struggle with inviting. Look for inviting, look for talking about the coaching opportunity or sharing the coaching opportunity or whatever it is you struggle with. I guarantee you a top coach has talked about it on there too. And then the Legacy Project team calls, we have those every Monday. So that was yesterday, unless, it's a holiday or something. Occasionally we change those. And on my YouTube channel, you can find most of the calls that we've recorded. So that's a resource for you too. All right, Sheena. Next one, you.
Yeah, let me unmute myself. Okay. So guys, so you're going to hear this over and over and over and over and over again, as long as you are a coach. Like these are the 4 vital behaviors. Like this is what your business is going to be built on. Like this is your bread and butter. Okay. Like at the end of the day, like there's all this fancy stuff and there's all this stuff that you can get caught up in. But like, if you feel like you're struggling in your business, come back to the vital behaviors because they work every single time. And you can ask any coach, no matter how far you go in this business. If you were the #1 coach in the entire company, I promise you're going to say, like, if a new coach comes to you and says, what can I do to start my business? You're going to say, do the 4 vital behaviors, right? So first of all, be proof that the products work. So Keisha kind of touched on this a little bit, but guys, like you are working on changing yourself. You are working on changing your life through Beachbody products and programs, right? So you have to show up and show people that it works, right? Like I could show up on social media and say, I have a bag of magic beans that can make you, skinny and can make you like, have $1 million. But people are going to be like, I don't think so, right? Trust is at an all-time low in our society, in our country, right? So we have to be that proof. And you know what's cool about being that proof is that not only are you showing others that it works, you are taking care of yourself and you are being healthy, you are being happy, you are freaking pouring into yourself and being fit AF, okay? So just know that like by being proof the products work, like you are doing what's best by you. So, show up, drink your Shakeology, use the performance line. Your customers and people are going to be asking you about it. So you had to at least try it, So if you started with a challenge pack with Shakeology, like do yourself a favor and order some performance line. Do yourself a favor and try something else. Do a 3-day refresh one day. Like, try different things so that when people ask you about them and when you're sharing about them, you're educated on them, right? The next thing is like share, connect, and invite. And this one I think is like the most scary for most people. It's that like putting yourself out there, right? This is the part where everybody's like, yeah, I love Beachbody. Beachbody is amazing. It's changed my life. And then we're like, well, share it. And people are like, what? Like, why? But this is such a vital part. This out of the 4 vital behaviors is like the one that most people like holds most people back. Okay. So sharing your journey on social media, and Keisha talked about sharing it, especially as a new coach, with those people around you, your friends, family, coworkers. They're going to notice a difference in you when you have more energy, when you are freaking, losing weight, when you're walking with more confidence, right? When you freaking are drinking your superfood shake instead of eating the donuts in the break room, they're going to notice, right? So talk to them, share your journey on social, and don't expect people to come to you. Like you have to reach out to people. And that is the most important thing, is just knowing that like you're going to have to talk to people, right? So become a conversation expert. You don't have to be like salesy and do those hey girl messages. Like we don't want anybody on our team to sell, right? I told Keisha no to coaching for 9 months because I didn't want to be a salesperson. I didn't want to be a hey girl, posting these like weird things in people's inboxes. Like I was like, no, that's not for me. Thanks so much. Like you keep doing you, right? We don't want anybody to sell. We want you to share the gift by sharing your story and being normal. Like, I don't know if you guys watch my stories or watch Keisha's stories, but like, we're just normal people taking you through our normal day, opening Amazon packages and like, like playing with our kids and like doing stuff. We're not just like kissing our shaker cups, like, like that's not what we want you to do, right? So start conversations, connect with people, be genuine, lead from your heart. Okay. And invite them to come along with you. The cool thing about a lot of you guys that are just starting out, like you guys are just starting this. So you may feel like, well, I can't share because I don't have results yet. You have a huge opportunity that like so many people like sleep on. Like people are more connected to the journey than they are the destination. I can tell you that firsthand. Right? If you take people through that first day when you feel like, oh my God, I can't believe I just took these before photos. I feel horrible. I'm in a dark place. And you show people day by day by day, consistently, how you got out of that place, they're going to be like, well, dang, like, did you see what Keisha did? Like, I wonder if I could do that, versus Keisha just hiding in the dark for 6 weeks and then emerging this beautiful butterfly and like nobody's like knows how she came to be, right? Like don't do that. Be the caterpillar, like share all along the way. Okay. And like I said, inviting, just putting yourself out there, knowing that what you have is a gift and being confident in it. The next thing is personal development. I probably didn't do personal development like my first year in the business because I'm like, I'm happy, I'm go lucky. Yeah, Keisha was like, Sheena, you need to do personal development. I'm like, cool, I will. Didn't. I was listening to like Game of Thrones podcasts and stuff instead, but I will tell you that when I decided that like personal development was going to be a priority, like I had a switch, because it doesn't matter if you don't you don't have to have went through tragedy. You don't have to have had experienced heartbreak or heartache or any like horrible things in your life to need personal development. Like our world can feel innately negative. and bad, especially on social media where like the vocal minority really take over and flood your mind, and the news floods your mind with all these negative images and stuff of our world, when really, like, honestly, our world is really good, but we are sensationalizing the negative, and that F's with your mind, okay? Like, your mind soaks all that up like a sponge, even if you don't think it is, okay? So plugging yourself into personal development and knowing that you're just constantly feeding yourself, positive messaging and, like improving your confidence. And there's personal development for everything. It's not just for business. It's not just for, like relationships. Like, there is personal development for every single person, right? Like, no matter what you're going through, what point in your life. And for myself, like, I have an 11-month-old. I don't have time, like the luxury to like sit down and read books right now. So podcasts, audiobooks, Audible, these are all things that I listen to. Like, I'll be doing laundry with earbuds in, right? Like doing that. And I'm just listening to personal development. Sometimes I'm doing my workout. I'm listening to the National Wake Up Call or listening to personal development. I'm utilizing those times to train myself and to train my brain. And the best thing you can do, especially as a woman or a mom, wake up and do it before everybody else in your house gets up. Set your day up for success, right? Get your mind right, because it's going to allow you to handle the rest of the day way better, right? I promise. I know I'm going on and on, but recognition. Okay. Recognition is so cool. Like, I love recognition. I like getting pats on the back, and I'm like a person. I'm like, look at me. Like, I'm awesome. Some people don't like recognition, but I can tell you, if you like it, more than likely your people like to be loved on. Okay. So that's why recognition is so huge in our business. Like, if your people are doing something awesome, like you have a challenger who has shown an amazing transformation, or they've shown up and did their workout 5 days in a row when they haven't worked out in 2 years, freaking love on them. Shout them out in the group, shout them out on your page. Like show them that there are people out there, because there are people out there. It might be hard for some of you to believe that, like, don't have any other people in their life that like care about them or ask about them or ask them how their day is or ask them how they're doing. So when you show up and love on them, and when you show up and support them and tell them that they're doing a freaking awesome job, that lights a fire in them. And I can't tell you how good it feels to be, one, giving that recognition to somebody and seeing them change, or two, like receiving that recognition from other people and like feeling that, because it is life-changing and game-changing. Because most of the time we go through our day, we give with nothing in return, right? So when somebody gives you something, it freaking feels good. So that's one of the coolest part of our job, is that we get to recognize people week in and week out. And so those are your 4 vital behaviors, just so you know. And get used to them, because you're going to be using them a lot.
I was going to add one thing to the recognition piece. Early on, if you don't have a challenger yet, or you don't have someone like that's personally like yours to recognize, there are people celebrating victories every single freaking day in Transformation Station, and they are a part of your team too. They're a part of your community too. So I guarantee you, they won't mind you to shout them out. Like, obviously don't take a personal photo or something like that from them without their permission. But if you just shout them out and love on them on social media, like, just have that like giving attitude. You could never go wrong by just freaking loving on someone. Because like Sheena said, that person may like be the light for people, like be the light on social media, on your newsfeed. And I can tell you that's probably part of the reason how you were led to the Legacy Project in the first place, because we just really breed positivity.
Yep. So your first goal as a new coach, this is something that, again, just like the 4 vital behaviors, this is something that you need to make a non-negotiable in your business, because it is the foundation that's going to, if you're looking to truly turn this into something substantial and turn this into a business, like Success Club and helping people get started on their health and fitness journey is your bread and butter. Okay. So commit to hitting Success Club every single month. So what that means, let me back up a little bit. That means helping 3 people get started with a program. So Beachbody On Demand and a nutrition program. So Shakeology or our performance line, right? Because that's what's cool about our challenge packs and what we have with Beachbody. We have a comprehensive solution for people, right? We don't just have supplementation. We don't just have fitness. We have both, plus community support, which is huge. Okay, you guys. So get your people plugged in. Most all of you started with a challenge pack, a comprehensive solution. So get people started with exactly what you got started with, right? Like you don't have to feel like you know everything about every product that we have. If you got a freaking challenge pack with Recover and Energize, tell your homies, tell your sister, listen, you're going to drink this Recover, you're going to drink this Energize. It's going to make you feel freaking amazing. And then you're going to plug yourself into Beachbody On Demand and our community. Like that's it, right? Like you don't have to feel like you have to break down every ingredient or know like every price of everything. Get them started with what you got started with. Easy day. Let's help them get started and help them get some results. And like I said, that is going to help you get Success Club. So every time you help 3 people get started with a comprehensive solution via a challenge pack or a completion pack, you will hit Success Club. Okay. The cool thing about hitting Success Club, if you hit Success Club in your first 3 months as a coach, you earn a free ticket to our huge convention, which is so much fun. It's called Summit, and it's in Indianapolis again this next year. And you get a free freaking ticket to that, which is super cool, right? Like it's like valued like $275, something crazy like that. Like, guys, earn it, right? Like that's 9 people that you helped get started on their health and fitness journey. Also, Beachbody hosts a Success Club trip every year. I think it was in Mexico last year, and it's a cruise this coming year. I had just had Brett when the Success Club trip was happening last year, and I was like so sad. It was like Riviera Maya. But you can earn dollars and money toward going to that trip, and it's an expenses paid trip for you, like to go party and hang out with all the Legacy Project people in an exotic destination. Okay, like that's freaking fun. So like I said, the challenge pack gets you 2 points. Shakeology on HD gets you 2 points. But if your people are going to get Shakeology, plug them into a challenge pack, and we'll talk more about that in training. But just know that is your first goal: help 3 people. And I promise you, like, shoot for more than 3 people. But if you're doing the vital behaviors, inviting, showing up on social media, consistency, you're gonna help 3 people, like no problem, right? Okay, that's okay. Next. Okay, so commit to inviting people to our community. You know what's super cool about the Legacy Project that a lot of other like teams and Beachbody and stuff don't have? Like we have a built-in community for you to plug people into. So you don't have to feel like you have to create your own content, create your own groups, like start all of this stuff. We have an ongoing community full of freaking energetic, like men and women. We have separate communities for each. That are like you just plug your people into, and it's like already up and running. It's going. We have resources there for you, right? So don't ever be scared to invite, because I feel like people are like when they first start, they're scared to invite because they're like, well, if I invite them, I have to create a group. I have to start making posts. I have to, do this and that. When really, we've done all that for you. So invite them, stick them into our system, and let's get them going from day one. You don't have to feel that pressure as an individual coach. Like you have all of us in that group. And that's another cool thing about our community is that when you enroll somebody with the Legacy Project, they don't just get you. They get me, they get Keisha, they get Courtney, they get Kim, they get Brooke. All these people, like every coach on our team is in this page, right? So they're getting the best of all of us. Right? So you don't have to be an expert in one thing. Like we are all good at different things, and we all bring a lot to the table. So your people are getting a freaking boatload of value and coaching and support without you even feeling like you have to do anything, right? That doesn't mean you just pop them in there and like peace out on them, right? Like we want you to love on them and support them and recognize them and all of that. But we've made it super, super easy for you to add your people. So we have the Legacy Project Transformation Station. This is where anyone who purchases anything from you can go, right? If they purchase just Shakeology, they can join the Transformation Station. If they purchase just Beachbody On Demand, we can plug them into Transformation Station. Just buy Energize, we can plug them into Transformation Station, okay? Challenge Pack, same thing. If you have a husband, partner, spouse, whatever, like, and they're a guy, plug them into the man cave, right? If they want to do this with you. If you have an uncle, a dad, plug them into our man cave. It's a men's only group. There's lots of gifts in there. Like it's just a super chill place for all of our guys to get started on their health and fitness journey too. So whenever you introduce them, so what you're going to do is whenever you plug your people in, you're going to add them to the page. We will get them approved to the transformation stage. transformation station page. That's a mouthful. And then you're just going to introduce them in a post. Everybody's going to come on and welcome them. They're going to feel that love and support from the very, very get-go, from day one. Whenever you're like, hey, welcome my friend Sheena, you know, she's starting with this. We're all going to say, hey girl, like welcome. Let us know if you have any questions. And then we have, I think it's on this next slide. Yep. We have resources in there. Like I said, you already get a ton of built-in value, and we've spent so much time, and Keisha spent a ton of time creating content in this group. So please utilize it, and please give it to your people, because it is so, so valuable. So you can see on this page, there is a file section. Under our file section, you're going to find so, so much. But when you first get started, you're going to take them to this Welcome New Boot Camper, and it's got everything they need to get started. We're going to welcome them to the transformation station, tell them what it is, and then there's going to be group-specific tabs as well. So if they're doing Lift 4, or if they're doing 80 Day, we have it already broken down for them, the best way for them to get started, how to use their supplementation, how to, you know, access their Beachbody on demand, and all of these things, okay? So make sure that you plug them in, welcome them, and then tag them in this document, okay? Because it's gonna help them get started strong.
Like Sheena said, that's a really unique way that most, you know, teams don't do it, but I created that because like I said, when I started this business, I was working a whole lot of hours, and I was doing it in the cracks of life. And I am like dead set on helping you busy people, and you know, moms, stay-at-home moms, you're super busy too, or working full-time moms, dads, whatever. Like, I want you guys to be able to build a insane business like I have, through the cracks of life. So having this here, like Sheena said, like all you literally have to do is, your job as a coach is to share with other people, bring them into our community that you already love. And then, like she said, you will add them to the transformation station. Once they have purchased, we require a purchase because we want them to have the tools in their hand to succeed, right? Like, we can't help someone who doesn't have the tools that we know, like, that we can coach them with, right? So once they have tools in their hand, add them to the transformation station, announce them, then go to that file. You just have to find which one. If they're just starting with General Bod, then it's Welcome New Boot Camper. You tag them there, tell them to get started. That walks them on through how to use Bod, you know, nutrition plan, how to find things in program materials. Like, you probably were tagged there and started there, right? Welcome New Boot Camper. They're doing Lift 4. They're doing 80 Day Obsession. It's all in there. So all you have to do is just tag them in there and get them started. Okay, so it's really, really simple. I know when I started coaching, I held back from sharing because I felt the pressure of, when am I going to have time to create my own group, run my own group, find my own content? We've taken all that away, so you don't have to worry about that. All you have to do is plug them in. Okay. Okay, so let's talk about inviting, because I can tell you, for most people, it's really freaking scary. And I'm going to be straight up and real with you here. This was the one single thing, and like Sheena mentioned earlier, it was the same for her. It was the one thing that held me back from saying yes to coaching earlier, because I didn't want to be a hey girl. I didn't want to be someone flashing a bunch of freaking salesy crap on my news feed. I didn't want to be the people that I hide, that I ignore. Okay, so I vowed to myself that I would never be that person, and I will say that I've built my entire business not being that person. Okay, what you have to do though first, like we said before, is work on you, and you have to fall in love and recognize the gift that you have. When you allow it to change your life, when you allow yourself to go all in, and that doesn't mean change your life and be at your end destination, like Sheena said, but when you're experiencing it, you're feeling better. When you start to be able to share that with other people, that's where the magic happens. That's where the passion comes in. So you have to, I'm going to repeat this, you have to invite people, or you will never succeed in this business. Okay? And there's 3 ways to invite. So don't be scared, because the fear is mutual. If you are scared to reach out to them, they are afraid to reach out to you. So many people silently watch you on social media and will never like one of your freaking posts, but they're watching you every single day. Okay. And so you don't stop you don't stop just because you don't get the feedback on social. Okay. So 3 ways to invite. Number 1 way that I think most people think about is what we call a call out post. So this is an example of a call out post. Now this is a transformation post, okay, which you don't have to have, again, a transformation to begin. Like Sheena said earlier, you know, we really encourage if you can, and I know it's hard, but if you can show yourself vulnerably on social media and say, this is my day one. This is where I am. Not happy with where I am. I'm in, you know, maybe you're in a dark spot with anxiety and depression like I was when I started. Maybe you're just have lost yourself in the mumble jumble of life, whatever. When you say, hey, this is where I am, but I'm like drawing the line in the sand and I'm ready to make a change for me and myself because I deserve it and I'm worthy, that's powerful. And when you invite people to watch you from the very beginning, that's powerful, okay? So the key is to tell a story, be vulnerable, connect with people, make it personal, okay? So call out posts, call out posts are important, but you will not build your business completely on call out posts. If it was that easy, everyone would be running $1 million businesses with Beachbody, with Roden Fields, with Unique, like whatever. If all you had to say was, hey, I'm doing this, come join me, then freaking the whole world would do it, okay? So the key to a call out post is you have to start treating from today, your social media is your storefront. That means it represents you. You, now, and notice I said you, not Beachbody. You are not Beachbody. You are you. You are not selling Beachbody. You are selling / sharing you. You are what's important. People can get Beachbody freaking anywhere. They can Google, they can get it from beachbody.com, they can call it on an infomercial, they can get it off freaking eBay, they can get somebody's DVDs laying around at a yard sale, okay? You are not Beachbody. What makes this unique, what makes the Legacy Project unique is you. Their connection to you, their connection to our team, the resources, the support, the accountability, you and your journey, you inspiring them and showing them that you can do it. That's the power. That's the power of coaching. It's not about Beachbody necessarily. It's about you. So being able to vulnerably share you. So you can't just put, hey, I have a challenge group 4 days a week, blah, 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 and that be it. And you think people are going to just be freaking commenting and beating down your door to come. No, they have to connect with you, okay? So call out posts are important. A call out post, days that are good for call out posts are Sunday nights. Think about this, especially women make decisions based on emotions. How many Sunday nights did you sit there sad and feeling guilty for all of your indulgences over the weekend, that it was a new Monday and you were going to start your health and fitness journey then? It was Monday, it was a new week and you're going to do it. So you did it till about lunch. And then you went and got the chips at the Mexican restaurant. And then you said, forget it next week, right? So Sunday night, you're making that decision. Maybe you hate your job and you freaking are leaving your baby like I was and freaking hated every moment of that. And I remember rocking my child on Sunday nights. So talking about like doing a call out post on Sunday nights is important. So this one particularly, what makes it special is that you can see I shared my story. 3 years ago, I decided to wipe the mascara tears from my eyes as I sat in the Old Navy dressing room. That captures someone, right? Sharing your story, that's going to get them to read. Also, scroll shopping images are important. Again, it doesn't have to be a transformation, but good lighting and stuff like that, we're going to talk about that a little bit more. But one way to invite is a call out post. We will help you to create them throughout your journey. All right, Shana, go to the next one. Inviting number 2. This is probably one of the scarier ones for people to do too. I don't know. I find people are usually a mix. Some people are scared to death to like post a picture of themselves on social media and share their story on social. Some people are scared to death to message somebody behind the scenes. Okay, so you're probably one of the two or a combination of the two. But listen to me, sister. You have a gift to share. If you people, like I said, the fear is mutual. If you want people, if you want to help people, you've got to be willing to reach out and let them know, hey, I'm here to help you, okay? So, like I said, you have to understand you're not selling to people. You have a solution that people freaking need, okay? So you have to become a conversation expert, okay? So that means just talking to people and having conversations with people behind the scenes, all right? Commit to talking to at least 5 new people a day. Or if you have crazy wonky schedules and you have to build this in the pockets of time, like you can shoot for 25 new people per week, okay? So you're reaching out to them, not to sell them, okay? You're not reaching out to sell them and close the sale. You're reaching out to open the door. I can't even tell you how many people I've reconnected with, Sheena included, from people that were in my life at one point. Sheena and I went to middle school together, went to different high schools, like saw each other in college, would say, hey, like that was it, right? Like how many people I've reconnected with because of Beachbody, because of this opportunity that I would have never beforehand, right? Like I probably would have never like said, hey, Sheena, like what's up with you in your life? If I hadn't had something like mutual to talk to her about, something that I was passionate about that I felt like she would be good at, that she would enjoy, right? So you're not reaching out initially to sell them. I guarantee you, if me and Sheena could go back to our first messages, I didn't say, hey, Sheena, I'm a Beachbody coach and you would be really bomb at this too. You want to talk about it? Like, I guarantee it wasn't like that. I guarantee I was like, Sheena, how's Hawaii? It's been forever. What's up, girl? Like something like that, right? So just reach out to 5 new people a day. Like get outside your comfort zone and say, hey, be the light to somebody, okay? So, yeah, and be brief, be excited, use emojis in your text, like be entertaining, again, be a light. But end every question or every message that you send with a call to action. So with a question. So when you're talking to people, again, like, how are you? How's Hawaii? Or maybe, you know, you're reaching out to them and be like, hey, I see you watching my Instagram story. Thank you for your support. What's up with you? Okay. Or, you know, maybe they clicked a poll on your Instagram story, or they commented on your Facebook call out post or something, or you're just inviting them. You just think they would be awesome. You have to end it with a question. Okay. Always, always, always. You have to end it with a question. Never, listen to me, never, ever end it with like a statement and a period. Like, don't say, just let me know is the kiss of death. They will never let you know, ever, ever. Okay. Don't say, hey girl, I have a challenge group coming up. I would love for you to join me. Just let me know if you want more info. No, girl, no. Okay. So we have lots of templates and scripts that help you with inviting, but just know when you're talking to people that you always have to ask a question. Okay. So ask questions, get them to tell you what's up with them, get them to tell you their needs and their problems, okay? Listen. And then once you find their problem and need, you can fix it with our solution, right? Like once you find out what they're struggling with, you can help them. So ask lots of questions and listen to them. Hold on, I have some notes of some things I wanted to not forget to say over here, so let me make sure. Let's see. So especially this, I think this is so true. Like when we just start, like there's some people in your life who are like your best friends that you can be straight up with from the beginning, right? So like if you, and say, you know, like think about like, we could have been strangers to you in the beginning. Like I know I have a lot of people that I didn't know personally that are now on our team or are a challenger of me. And maybe they found me on Facebook, maybe they found me on Instagram, who knows? But think about when you join something, you know, when you decide to do anything, like you could totally take a picture of the call out post or whatever, text it to your bestie and be like, oh my God, I just joined this girl's boot camp. I'm freaking out. Do it with me. Like it can be that freaking simple when you're just starting. Like I'm doing this test group. I'm totally flipped out about it. You got to do it with me. Like, don't say no. Don't make me do this by myself. Like really, honestly, in the beginning, it can be that easy. Okay. So don't be afraid to reach out from like day one. Always when you're talking to people, remember that you're talking to a human, so be human. If you would not respond, if you would be freaked out, if you would think, oh, that's icky and she's weird, then freaking don't say it, okay? Like, just be normal. I don't understand why people get all kinds of crazy about that, okay? So just be a freaking human. Like, you ran into them at Target, like, just chat with them. Listen, you will have people that will message you from the very beginning and be like, all right, girl, I'm in. I don't even know what you're doing, but I'm in. Listen, they are not in. They do not know anything about what you are doing. So do not just send them your link They will never complete it. Okay, don't do it. So you have to control the message. You'd be like, girl, I'm freaking so pumped for you. Tell me, what's your goals? What are you wanting to do? Okay, get them talking to you. Then you can use our templates to introduce to them what the freak it is that you're doing, see if it's right for them, and then gradually introduce price and go from there, okay? If someone messages you and say, hey girl, how much is it? Do not say, $170, you should do it. They're gonna be like, delete. Okay, they don't see the value in it. They don't understand what they get for $170. They don't know what that means. You haven't talked to them. You're just freaking trying to sell them, okay? It's normal, but it's gonna happen, okay? Recognize from the very beginning and welcome that you are gonna get objections. Know it. It's part of the process. You are gonna talk to people and they're gonna be like, no, girl, it's too expensive. No. You're going to talk to people and be like, I don't like shakes. I like to eat my food. No. You're going to get people like, no, I'll go to the gym. I mean, I pay for it. What they really mean, but I don't really go. That's why I'm talking to you. But I know I go to the gym. Good. Okay. So you are going to get all kinds of people that have objections to you. It's part of the process. Don't let them freak you out. It's not a determination of whether or not you're a good coach or whether you're going to be good at this because people tell you no early on, okay? So people tell me, new coaches will tell me all the time, like, I'm just not going to be good at this. I talked to 3 people and they all told me no. Sister, do you know how many thousands of people have told me no? It's cool, all right? And I can tell you from being in this business for a while, and no doesn't mean no, never talk to me again. It means no, not right now. I'm going to watch you longer, right? I guarantee you they're going to keep watching you. I'm going to watch you longer. I'm not in the position yet that I'm not mentally ready yet, like whatever. It is part of you. It is important for you that you write them down and you don't forget about them, okay? Like that is important. When they have objections, fight them. We have templates and stuff to help you fight their objections. Help them to see the value. Remember how you were. Remember how you were just a few months ago when one of us spoke to you about this and you were like, God, $170. I don't know. Or whatever. When we were talking about, you put yourself back there and remember if we didn't fight for you, that you would still be where you were before now. And we can all, agree that you're in a better spot now. So you have to be able to fight for your people too and help them to see the value. Share your story, share your experience. It's so important, okay? Use the templates that's provided to you in the team page in the Business Quick Start. This is the first time we mentioned the Business Quick Start, but if you have not done the Business Quick Start yet, you're going to go to the team page and you're going to go to units and you're going to see Business Quick Start, and there are 10 steps there. Listen to me, sister. It is the foundation of your business. It is going to teach you how to track. It is going to talk to you about Success Club and rank and some of those things we're going to cover here. We'll cover more in depth in training, but do not come to me asking me questions and you've not completed that Business Quick Start. Okay. Like you can't skip the foundation. You can't build a business on sand. Okay. You got to build it on a rock solid foundation. So that's there not to waste your time, but to help you to create the rock solid foundation that you're going to need in your business. Okay. So the templates are in there. So make sure that you find them and you complete the Business Quick Start. If there's a spot that you can't complete yet, don't stop, keep going. One of them says get to Emerald. If you're like, I can't get to Emerald yet, don't stop, keep going, okay? Finish it out. Don't send the link right away. I told you that. Don't show up and throw up. So oftentimes somebody will be interested. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm so excited they're interested. I don't want to mess this up. I don't want to mess this up. I need to talk to them. I don't want to mess this up. So you're probably messaging one of us, or you say, like everything. Hey girl, I'm doing Beachbody. It's really awesome. I love the Shakeology. I didn't think I'd like it, but I really like it. And the group's really awesome. And you just like freaking throw up on them. And they're like, I don't even know what the hell you're talking about. You need to calm down. Okay. So remain calm. Remember you're talking to a human. You cannot, I always say this, you cannot say the wrong thing to the right person that's ready. Okay. You can't. So just know and know that if they end up saying no and you think you messed up the conversation, your chance with them is not over forever, okay? I don't know how many people I talked to in the beginning that are probably scared to flip away that thankfully have come back to me. Again, this is why we have templates. I didn't have templates. I used to vomit all over people, okay? I had templates to help you. This gives you exactly what I say. You'll laugh when you look at the templates, because if you scroll back into your conversation with me, I said these same things to you. I use these templates, right? So they work. It's not because the conversation isn't genuine, but when you're talking about BOD, or you're talking about Live 4, or you're talking about Shakeology and recovery, you can only explain it so many ways, okay? So use the templates. They're there to help you. And then follow up forever. Tracking is your business. If someone, quote unquote, ghosts you, if someone says no to you, if someone, doesn't respond at all, track them. Write their name down and promise that you won't forget about them. So you will invite them again next month, or you will connect with them again between here and now. It's professional. You want people to know that you haven't forgot about them, okay? All right, let me see if there's anything that I forgot to say there, but I think that's it.
No, I just wanted to add that, they're going to keep watching you. If you've sent them a message, they're going to keep watching you, even if they told you no. So the worst thing you can do is, if somebody tells you no, is to stop showing up, because guess what? They're going to feel like, well, golly, I'm glad I didn't do that thing with her, because she's not even doing it anymore. So if they tell you no, you got to keep pushing on, keep helping other people, right? Because that's going to show them that they should have joined you. They should, like in 8 weeks, when we're all posting our Lift 4 results, they're going to be very, very upset that they got that message instead of just taking a chance on themselves. So just know that, if 25 people tell you no, you still keep sharing on social media. You still keep posting in your Instagram. Okay. Don't let it discourage you, because you're giving them exactly what they want. They want you to quit, right? So don't freaking quit. That makes me want to go harder.
Yes, you have to use it for fuel for your fire, and know that there was a lot of people that started with me 3 years ago that have left. Some have come back. There's a lot of people that's watched me in 3 years. There's a lot of people that's told me no. There's a lot of people that's quit on me. It's part of the process. I want you to know right now it happens. But the people that succeed in this business are the ones that keep going anyway. So you can keep going anyway. Learn also to address objections. Yeah, that was Brooke. Address objections, probably on your social media too. Don't be afraid to address things that you're hearing commonly behind the scenes, whether it's price, and again, by sharing your story. I used to not want to invest in my health either, but want to go to the bar and buy a new outfit at the boutique or whatever, So be able to do that. And then also, like I said earlier, become a conversation expert. This just happens with time, but you can learn to address objections before they even say anything to you by sharing your story. So I would say something like, I know when I had 2 little kids at home, when I was working full time, I was really struggling just to find time to go to the bathroom by myself, much less, work out. So I know where you are, I feel you, but this was the solution that changed everything for me. So there, I'm addressing their objections before they even say it, while sharing my vulnerable story. Understand? All stuff that you get better at as you go. Okay, I think that was it. Oh, I did want to say one more thing about cost, because I know as a new coach, I thought Shakeology was really expensive. I thought $170 or $160 or whatever was really expensive, but no, it's a freaking insanely smoking deal. Insane. And there is no other investment that they can invest in that can completely transform their life. And it should help you to motivate them to share it with other people even quicker, because they can completely earn back their investment super quickly by getting referral bonuses. So you have to know, they're getting a gym membership, a personal trainer, 30 meals, endless support and accountability from you for their life, for freaking pennies on the dollar. People will go and spend $200 this weekend at the movies, dinner, and ice cream afterwards. So you have to know in your heart of hearts how important it is. If you're setting back thinking it's too expensive and telling yourself that all your friends and stuff are going to think it's too expensive too, you're doing them a huge disservice. You're doing yourself a huge disservice, and you'll never build this business. Again, you have got to understand the value of what you have. Okay, ways to invite Number 3, stories on Instagram, and IG means Instagram, by the way, and Facebook. So if you're not currently doing stories, listen, you're missing a big opportunity. I know it's super uncomfortable to like video yourself on stories and talk into a camera if that's not your thing. Start small, but start doing it. Stories, I guarantee you that a lot of you guys probably watch my stories, Sheena's stories, other people's stories on here. Be fun, be quirky. Your life doesn't have to be like insanely interesting. Like the normal, mundane people like love. I did my story this morning, like I woke up late and I still had my wrinkle patch on my face right here. And like I could have took it off, but I was like, no, I'm going to keep it on. I have got 25 plus messages today on my face. People are curious to know. And I'm like, oh, it's a wrinkle patch. And they're like, what? I need this. What is this? Tell me about it, right? So like, just be you and be real and be normal. And it comes with time to become comfortable, but you'll never get there unless you start, okay? So start watching start watching my story, start watching Sheena's stories, other leaders on the team, to understand like how we share and what we do. And you'll never see me hold up, I'll never show Shakeology, I'll never show Energize Cup, I'll never show Beachbody On Demand necessarily. And people will say like, why? Like people think that's the first thing you do as a coach. We live in a world of Google, okay? Don't give away your secrets. I always say that, don't give away your secrets, okay? How many people have you seen on Instagram that, share something and they have something, they tell you all about it and all you do is Google it and go buy it and they led you right to it, right? Like people are scared to sell, but like me putting that patch on my head and doing my story, I just sold that. That was me selling. All I was doing is sharing. Like, oh, I put that on my face at night, so it helps these freaking wrinkles that are showing up at 33 years old. I just sold probably 20 of those packs on Amazon, okay? So like that's selling just by sharing what I'm using, what I'm doing. Okay, so get familiar with them, start experimenting, watch stories from other top coaches. There's gonna be more training on this and that's coming up for you guys. So don't be freaked out about it yet, but I just want it to be on your radar because stories is way less formal, kind of the behind the scenes of life. It's where people really start to feel connected with you and go from cold market to warm market. So when we talk about that, is cold market are people you don't really know so well, or maybe you haven't talked to in such a long time or whatever, you may consider them cold. Warm market are like people you talk to every day or in your inner circle. But people that are watching your stories, like they become warm really quickly. So you can be way more straightforward with them because they're following you, they're interested, they like what you have to offer. So you can and will send them a straight up invite, like, hey, I see you watching my story, I appreciate it. You want in on this group? Let's go, right? So you'll be able to confidently like share that with them eventually. Okay. This is me too, right, Sheena? Okay, so your second goal as a coach, your first goal, remember, was to share with 3 friends and family members, get them going with the same thing that you did, okay? Hitting Success Club, that'll get you at least 6 points, okay? And doing that every single month is what builds your business up, okay? So your second goal as a coach is get to Emerald as soon as possible. This is the first rank in the business. It's actually really, really simple, but honestly, it's when your business actually becomes a business because you're no longer just a coach, okay? You now have 2 people underneath you and you have opened up another part of the compensation plan with Beachbody that allows you to get what's called team cycle bonuses. So these are just bonuses based on volume and things that build up over time. Okay, so now most of my income, about 60% of my income comes from team cycle bonuses. You will never earn these if you don't build a team. So if you just tell yourself like, oh, I'm gonna share this a little bit with friends and family, whatever, that's totally cool and you totally can. But just know you're never going to have a huge, substantial business that you may want to have if you don't get over yourself. And again, understand that building a team is growing your impact. It's just about helping more people. Because if I had never grown a team, there would not be 1,000 plus people in Transformation Station. Because God knows Keisha is only one person and couldn't have done that, right? So that's how it's powerful. That's how it builds over time. So you want to get to Emerald as soon as possible. This is pretty easy because it's you plus 2. Listen to me right now. If you are married, one of your first people is your husband. Yes, I know he's going to say, no, you're stupid. If he's like my husband, no, I don't want to do that. No, it's a waste of money. No, I'm not sure about it. Blah, 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 blah. I get that. Okay. And he probably maybe hasn't even jumped in on the health and fitness journey with you yet. I get that too. My husband didn't either for years. He sat in the recliner and watched me. Okay. But you have to understand, you have to do a trust fall here. Okay. And tell him like, listen, I'm serious about this and I need to sign you up as a coach. That doesn't mean they have to do anything. That's just basically think of it as a second you. We'll go into more detail about this later, but like I just looked the other day and we've made about almost 7K this year just because Chase is chilling in the spot that I put him in 3.5 years ago whenever he told me no and I said, hush, I'm doing it anyway. Okay, so now he tells me like, thank you for being smarter than me. But so just trust me, you want him there. It's not going to pay off instantly. This is not an instant gratification business. Okay, but I promise you, if you stick here long enough with me, okay, you will build something huge and substantial. We're going to share a little bit about income a little bit in a bit, but that's important. Your second person can be your mom, your sister, your best friend, you know, your brother, your dad, whoever. Okay, it can be anybody, right? But it is cool if you get 2 of your family members on board early on. Just tell them like, hey, I want to help you get healthier too. Like support me in this, like trust me in this. Now listen, it's important to sign them up as a coach from the beginning. We're going to dive into that a little bit more in a little bit, but that's how you build your team and you get them the best freaking value. That's, in my opinion, being the most genuine, okay? So, Nikki, I see that your family isn't very supportive. That's okay, because most of my family wasn't either, but you're going to be that light for them continually. And again, you never know until you ask, so don't make up the decision for them. Sometimes, you know, I remember thinking there's no way my mother-in-law would be supportive. And then I approached her about it and she's been drinking Shakeology for 3 years now. And so you just never freaking know. So if your family members aren't supportive, that's cool, right? Like, here's the thing is your mom, your sister, your mother-in-law, like whoever, they do not have to support and or approve your dreams. Okay? They're yours. It's your future. And if you learn anything from the Legacy Project, whether it's through business or your fitness or whatever, I want you to understand that this is your life. And if you continue to live your life based on the opinions of those in the freaking crowd, even those closest to you who can't see the vision, who don't know what God is speaking to you, like what you were created to be, if you continue to play small, you will never impact anyone. Dimming your light doesn't allow anyone else to glow. It's a complete waste of energy. So you have to know, you have to have this vision and this mission that is louder than the naysayers. You have to allow that to fuel your fire to prove them wrong. You know, like I love it when someone was super skeptical about what I was doing, the people that made fun of me in the beginning, like I love it when they come to me now. Because they would have never done that if I hadn't showed up. I would never be making a substantial income for our family, paying off student loan debt if I listened to all the naysayers, including my husband, including my mom, including my mother-in-law who thought it was weird, okay, and didn't support me in the beginning. So that's okay. People are just skeptical, but you're going to prove them wrong anyway because your dream and vision is bigger than that, and this is your life, not theirs, right? Okay, I'll jump off my soapbox for that. And then get to Diamond. You'll hear us talk a lot about Diamond. Listen, this is a really cool time to become a Diamond because if you're one of my person sponsored and you become a Diamond, you have a chance to go on all expense paid cruise from me and my husband. Okay, so that's starting between now and December. There are certain qualifications for that. And I'm so excited because that's been a dream of mine for 3 years since becoming a coach to be able to treat people on that cruise. Even if you're not my personally sponsored coach, okay, there's going to be 2 spots for people that are in the downline. So that means includes you. So how you earn your spot is to hit success code and get your freaking butt to Diamond. You can do it in honestly 30, 45 days. It's a decision that you make and it's all about the hustle. Okay. So you can definitely do it. We'll be talking to you more about what it takes to get to Diamond. This may look really hard to you right now, but I can tell you this is really, really easy when you're passionate and you're not afraid to invite people. Okay. This is me too. Okay, I think so. So what I talked about, just a little bit of advantages of enrolling new people as a coach from day one. Good chance you came in this way, okay? Because we here, so I will tell you the truth. I didn't always do this way from the beginning because no one ever told me to. And I was kind of unsure about it. But here's the thing. I treat everyone that comes into my business, into my community, like they are a family member. And when I started as a discount coach because my coach was nice enough to share with me that I would save money if I joined on as a discount coach whenever I was going to continue my health journey. When people are committing to you, it's important to ask for them for a commitment. You know that they're probably not going to reach their health and fitness goals in 30 days, right? Like it's going to be a process and they're going to be with you for a while. So if you don't offer them the opportunity to sign up as a coach from the very beginning, that costs them the same exact amount of money in the beginning as later, then honestly, you're doing them a disservice. People like, oh, but that's weird. Oh, it's kind of icky to sign them up as a coach from day one. No, it's not. You know what's kind of weird and icky is when they pay full price for Shakeology next month, and then Beachbody gives you $35 because you didn't offer your friend or family member the discount. To me, that's weird and icky. What's most authentic to me and my integrity is like, hey, when I'm going to get you my price, it's going to be $15 next month, but you're still going to save a substantial amount whenever you want more stuff. Then they not only get the 25% off from the additional projects because they're committing to changing their life, and you know it's not going to happen overnight. And $97 for Shakeology next month is a lot easier on people than $140 with it shipped to their door. Okay, so you want to give people like the best deal. And then they get perks of being a coach, like test groups, early access to things that we get, prizes from Beachbody, referral bonuses, like all those kind of things. Like people, when they're starting something new, they don't know if they want to be a coach. They don't think so, right? They think it's what you thought it was. But eventually, once they get in, it's easier for them to transition there maybe one day if they're already signed up that way. It's easier for them to like discover more. And they can cancel at any time, like any freaking time. They decide in a month from now that it's not for them and they don't want to buy more Shakeology, cool, cancel it. Nothing changes. They don't even pay $15 more. Like, it's easy. So, also, I can tell you from experience, when I sign people up as customers and I sign people up as coaches, my coaches hit their health and fitness goals. Even if they don't actively coach, they're the ones who stick with it long term. And that's the goal. Like, that's the trend I was seeing in my business. And I was like, I'm not giving everyone a fair chance by not offering them the discount of coaching from the very beginning. And then you, as a business builder, will earn $100 bonus extra from Beachbody every time you enroll 5 new coaches with a challenge pack in a 5-week period. So that's called a Fast Start Bonus Plus. So let's say you hit Success Club 10 this month. That means you helped 5 people, enrolled them with a challenge pack, and signed them up as coaches. In addition to, let's say, like the minimum, let me do like math here really quickly. So let's say minimum you sold just the $170 challenge pack, so it's a $50 referral bonus, maybe $55, I don't know, plus the $100 bonus that Beachbody's going to give you. That's an easy $350 that you just made this month as your first coach. Like, can I get a hallelujah? That's pretty freaking cool that you're changing 5 people's lives and you made $350 to put towards your own health and fitness journey or whatever you want to put towards it. So it's a huge advantage. Don't do your business a disservice by not offering it to people. It's in the templates. Don't skip that part because you're freaking scared. Okay? Don't skip it. Do it. Okay? All right.
Yeah, amen to everything that she just said. That was a turning point in my business too, is when you just start like offering people what's best for them. Like, we're on the next slide, but I just want to reinforce what she just said from my personal experience. But we're going to talk about sharing your journey on social media and Instagram, like Facebook and Instagram, right? So no matter what platform you decide to go with, whether you're more comfortable on Instagram or whether you're more comfortable on Facebook, you're going to have to share. Okay. It's just part of the deal. It's part of what you signed up for. The cool thing about this is it's growth. It's personal growth, right? by sharing on social media, when you get uncomfortable and sharing things that are vulnerable about you, you're owning them. And guess what? You're overcoming them. So not only are you going to be helping other people, you're going to be helping yourself overcome your fears and overcome your fear of like what other people think, because really, what does it matter, right? But so you can see here, like we have Brooke's, this is Brooke's Instagram and this is my Instagram, right? Like you can just tell, like we're going to go over like how to create social media content and like, you know, the best ways and like how it's supposed to look and all this stuff, but don't worry yourself with that like right this second. Okay. But you can see from our Instagrams, like you would know just by looking at mine and Brooke's Instagrams that we're Beachbody coaches, right? Like you wouldn't see it and be like, you don't see freaking like branded stuff. You don't see a bunch of busyness. Like you just see clear, crisp images, like, you know, happy, smiling, you know, lifestyle type images that draw you in, right? They're scroll stopping. Like when you go through our images, like you stop and you read the caption and you either like or you keep going, right? Your social media is your magazine. Your social media is your storefront, right? So think about it this way. Like, do you want to be a Nordstrom or do you want to be a Goodwill? You know, like, or a TJ Maxx. I mean, no shade to TJ Maxx because I love it. But I mean, when you go to find stuff in there, it is like freaking helter skelter, right? Like you got to dig through all kinds of stuff to find the things that you need. They never have your size. Like you don't know where you're at, like craziness, right? So you want to be Nordstrom, okay? You want to be clear. You want your message to be clear. You want people to know what they're getting when they come there, right? You want it to be clean. You want it to be crisp. You want it to be bright. If you could smell your Instagram, you would want it to smell good. You know, like you just want all of the sensations that make you feel good on your social media, right? So remember, guys, like consistency over time is what is going to build this business for you, right? Like you can't just go ghost on social media for 3 weeks and then be like, well, why is nobody in my challenge group? No, like your social media is your storefront, your posts are your paychecks, right? If you think about it like that, like if I have to post 10 times this week to earn $50, like would you do it? Yes, of course you would, right? And that's how you do it. You show up, you spread a message, you educate your audience, you add value, you invite through your social media, and that's how you build this business, right? And like Keisha said earlier, people can get Beachbody any freaking where, like anywhere, right? Beachbody spends millions and millions and millions on advertising through TV, like social media platforms. Like everybody has seen Beachbody ads, right? So they can get it, but why would they want to get it from you, right? You have to figure out who you are and speak to your people and give them a reason to join you and your groups and your team and join the Legacy Project versus just buying it from the infomercial, right? So let's go on.
Before you go on, right there, I wanted to say, now notice like Sheena said, there's no Beachbody. So pick 5 things that represent you. Like if you guys that know Sheena, like 5 things represent Sheena. You know, she's a new mom. She's into fitness. She's a nutrition freaking geek. Okay. She's passionate about our planet. Okay. And she's obsessed with her dogs. Like those are 5 things that you get right here from Sheena's Instagram feed. You do not get Sheena's from Beachbody and you know that she drinks Shakeology every day. Like you don't get that, right? So you know, same with Brooke. Like if you follow Brooke and you follow her on your Instagram stories, you'll know that Brooke is newly married. She's, you know, just graduated college. She has dogs. She lives in the country. Okay, she likes to have fun. She likes makeup. She's working on building her dream. She's not there yet, but she's young and working towards it. Okay, so just know you need to identify the 5 things. You know, 5 or 6 things that represent you, and none of them will include Beachbody, okay? And those will help you to create content around it. And we'll dive into that more in training, but just so you know.
Yeah, and you know, let me just preface what she just said by saying like it's not because I'm ashamed of Beachbody. I freaking love Beachbody, and if you cut me, I bleed Beachbody blue, like straight up. Like I'd stand by Beachbody products against anything out there on the market, right? And I've seen it change so many lives. But I want people to get to know me so that they trust me, right? I'm trying to get strangers out there on the internet to freaking trust me and know that I am a credible source to help them, right? And if I'm just trying to sell them something, that's the quickest way to lose trust among somebody, right? Like you don't want to feel like you're being sold to. When you look at these 2 Instagram feeds, you do not feel like you're being sold to. Okay.
Yeah, don't be afraid to take the selfie. Get in good natural lighting. We talked about that, and use a filter. So a color story is one of my favorite apps. Snapseed is another app. Like, find a filter and be consistent with it that you like. Those like yellowy, like dark images in your basement or in your house, like they do not belong on your Instagram and social media feed. When you look cute, go outside and take the pictures. Stand in front of a window, take the pictures, play with angles, set the timer on your phone. People don't realize there's a timer on your phone. Buy a $5 Bluetooth clicker that where you can take pictures of yourself. Get comfortable with the selfie. It's not like narcissistic. It is our world that we live in. Again, you're sharing you. This shows confidence, and you won't be super confident. And when people tell me they hate themselves in pictures, they hate taking selfies, you know what that tells me? You need personal development. You are battling yourself in your mind. You're not seeing your worth. You're not confident. That can only come to you through pushing through your fear and personal development. Okay.
So here is the, like, this just shows you the power of consistency. Let me see what the date on this is. Okay, 2015. Okay, so this was 2015. This was 3 years ago, when Keisha first started her health and fitness journey as a Beachbody coach, right? So things were different back then. Like, let's just say that first of all, things were different back then. But what was working back then will not work now, right? It will not. What worked 5 years ago, like, social media is constantly changing, and you have to be able to adjust your sales and be able to figure it out and find out what works and go in that direction, right? So being flexible is key, right? You can see this image, like, you know, it had 9 likes, 1 comment. She had bright text across everything, and like, it looks like an ad, right? It looks like, you know, buy something from me. Like, I'm looking to sell you something. If you like this post, I'm probably going to hit you up with a hey girl message. Like, that's what it screams to me, right? And it's not inspiring. Let's see what the post says. You know, what are you waiting for? So you see me posting about my challenge groups, like, why aren't you in it? You know, blah, 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 blah. Like, no, like, people are like, ooh, you know? And I mean, I'm sure she probably got some people that messaged her about this, right? And it's always embarrassing to go back. Like, when I see my stuff that I posted 2 years ago, I'm like, girl, I can't believe I did that. But we all have that learning curve. So if you've done stuff like this, or if you're doing stuff like this, it's okay. Like, your all is not lost. If I thought that my business was ruined off of the post that I made 2 years ago, I wouldn't be where I am now. Okay. Because I can tell you the posts that I made 2 years ago are not the posts that I made now, because I constantly grow, adjust, adapt, figure it out. Right. And what's cool about you guys is we figured it out for you, right? We're here to provide you with the training that you need to be successful and not make the mistakes that we made. Easy day. So again, use this, but that was 3 years ago. Now let's go to the next slide. Okay. So this is Keisha now. This was the 1st of July, 168 likes, 25 comments. She's telling her story. She's sharing about her journey. She's connecting with people. She's tapping into their pain points, right? Because she's talking to somebody who has felt the exact same way as what is in her post. She is narrowing down her audience. She's not just throwing it out there like anybody that wants to join my challenge group can join. She is speaking to the woman who is in a dark place, who hates where she's at right now, who looks in the mirror and doesn't freaking like what she sees, right? And that's going to tap into somebody. That's going to pull on someone's heartstrings. And I'm telling you, I bet, so 168 people like this, and there's 25 comments. I bet freaking 1,000 people saw it and freaking didn't like it or comment on it, and they continued to watch. And I bet tons of people ended up in Keisha's inbox after this post, even if they didn't like or comment, right? Because people are afraid to put themselves out there in a public forum, but they will hit you up behind the scenes. They are still watching you. So don't judge your content based on how many likes and comments that it gets, because that doesn't mean squat, right? Some of my posts that have gotten like the least engagement have ended up with the most people in my inbox behind the scenes. Okay. But you have to figure out who you're talking to. And like we said, we're going to talk about creating content. That's for a whole nother, video. It's going to be in the training. You have to create that content that really hones in and speaks to somebody. And remember, guys, this is 3 years in, right? That she's getting 168 likes. So don't feel like if you're a brand new coach, if you go out tomorrow and post a call out post and it gets 2 likes, like, don't feed it. Okay. keep freaking going. Because guess what? The more you post on Facebook consistently over time, Facebook shows your stuff to more people. The algorithms work in your favor. But if you post once here, 2 weeks later you post, like Facebook is like, well, this person doesn't use our platform very well. Like, we're going to hide her post. Stay consistent, show up every day. And every day doesn't have to be a call out either. Share your life, share your freaking mail that you get, share what's going on, share that your kids have screwed up and like spilled stuff in the kitchen, right? That kind of stuff is how you stay consistent, right? If you're having a day where you don't feel inspirational, don't feel like you can be inspirational. Just share something, okay?
If I had decided 3 years ago when I got 9 likes and 1 comment that no one was interested and I'm just not good at this, and I hadn't stayed consistent and continued to learn and continued, to try, then I would have never got to the 3 years ago, right? Then like everybody that was watching me would have been like, yeah, I figured she'd quit, kind of thing. So just know that you cannot judge the success of your business based on your early posts and engagement. It's just not the way it works. You got to work for it. You got to continue to be consistent. And it's not even about the likes. Like, you can go to another coach that is higher than me in the company or even lower than me that may have 1,000+ likes and comments, right? Like, it's not about that. It's like Sheena said, like, I've helped a ton of people already this month from posting. So no, even if people don't like or comment, a lot of people do come into my inbox and things like that. So you just never know. Okay, so business journey versus fitness journey. They have so much freaking in common, which is what is really cool about this business and why it only makes sense if you're on fitness journey, that you're also coaching and building a business at the same time, because if not, I really don't freaking know what you're doing. But anyway, so your business journey and fitness journey, neither one, it doesn't happen overnight. Success doesn't happen overnight, okay? You're not going to lose 50 pounds overnight. You're not going to become a millionaire overnight, okay? It's not going to freaking happen. So there you go. You have to track to see results in your fitness journey. You have to track what you're eating. You have to track how, some people track their weight, their measurements, tracking how many workouts you're getting in. Like, you have to track in order to see results and in order to change your course if you need to change. If you're plateauing, whatever, you have to track. You have to know where you are. Same with your fitness journey. You have to track. You have to know, how many people am I talking to? Who did I talk to last month? Who do I need to follow up with? Like, that's why the Business Quick Start is so important. I teach you how to track. I was really bad at tracking in the beginning. I put that off. Trust me. You don't want to be like me. Okay, I wasted a whole lot of time in the beginning. It went a lot further, a lot faster if I had freaking taken advice. Or honestly, if somebody freaking told me, I probably would have done it. But you have to track. So you have to track to see results. So get with the Business Quick Start, do streak, pen and paper. I don't freaking care, but you have to track. Success is twofold. In your fitness journey, it's nutrition plus exercise. In your business journey, it's public and private, okay? Public talking about things on social media, privately connecting with people behind the scenes. You have to do both. You can't just make call-out posts. You can't just send messages. If you're sending messages and you haven't posted on social media in over a week, and or all you do on social media is share freaking like content and memes and blog posts or whatever freaking people share on social media these days, like when you send out a message, the person is instantly going to click and go look at your profile. If you have no value to add to them, they're going to not respond to your message. I can guarantee it. It's a twofold process. You have to show up publicly. You have to share privately. You have to exercise. You have to eat good. Okay? Your fitness journey, as soon as you stop, your results get further away, right? As soon as we take a week or two off, or we start losing muscle mass, the scale starts going up, all those kind of things. The same with your business journey. If you stop showing up on social media, you stop inviting, you might have hit Success Club last month, you don't hit it this month, your paycheck's going to go down. Your business momentum is going to go down. You can't stop. You got to find consistency. And when we talk about building this business, guys, you don't have to spend 5 or 6 hours a day on your freaking business, especially in the beginning. You can literally get all the things that you need to get done for your business in 5 to 10 minute pockets of time throughout the day that will accumulate to an hour. Okay, that might be you give up Pinterest and you give up The Bachelor and you work on your business. It's priorities, it's sacrifices, and that's what gets you success, okay? So again, all that power pockets and all that is in the Business Quick Start. But you have to have You have to understand that this business is like an escalator. Hitting Success Club is your step, is your key thing, helping at least 3 people every single month. When you don't do that, you automatically go back down, and then you got to start fighting back up again, okay? Keep the momentum going. Keep showing up. Comparison is the thief of joy in your fitness journey. If you start the same day as another woman and she loses 20 pounds and you lose 10, you can lose all the joy all the progress that you have made by comparing yourself to that other person. You are not the other person, okay? You are not created to be them. Your fitness journey is not going to look the same. It doesn't matter. You're not the same person. You're different, okay? Same with coaching. There will be coaches on here right now that will get to diamond in the next month, and you may not. If you compare your journey to them, if you compare your success to them, it will steal your joy, and you will quit, and you will be pissed off at yourself as you watch everybody else succeed in the next 6 months. Comparison's the thief of joy. Refuse to do it, okay? Personal development, again, when you need it. Don't overcomplicate it, okay? Don't overcomplicate it. Your fitness journey is simple, right? Feed yourself good freaking food. Get over it when you eat bad. Start again the next day. Push freaking play. Drink your shake. Keep doing it, right? Don't stop. Don't give up. Don't feed into the bullshit we tell ourselves. Do it anyway. Don't overcomplicate it. It's simple. Same with this business. It's simple. Share your journey on social media. Invite other people. Talk to people. Don't feed into the bullshit. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't feed yourself a bunch of excuses. Freaking do it anyway, okay? As with anything, your business and your fitness, it will all work if you do. It takes work. It takes sacrifice. It takes grit. It takes getting uncomfortable. But guys, I can tell you it's worth it. It's so worth it, okay? So you have the decision. No one else can do it for you.
I see a bunch of you guys in the chat saying that you do compare yourself to other people, and you have, like, that's a big issue for you. But what I'm going to tell you right now that is going to help you more than anything in your freaking business is find out why you're doing this, right? Because your goal is not going to be the same as someone else's goal. Like, you have to find out what you want in this business and what you want to do with this business, and you have to go for that. Like, you don't go for my goals, right? You don't go for freaking Keisha's goals. Like, Keisha's goals are going to be different than yours, right? We all contribute to a bigger vision, and we all have a mission to be better and take our team amazing places. But if you are feeling like if this is drowning you and you feel like you're freaking suffocating and you're like angry about coaching, then you need to figure out why you're doing it and really tap into that and stop letting other stuff steal your joy, right? Because if your goal isn't to freaking, be like, I don't know, be a freaking superstar diamond, and you are like comparing yourself to our team that's trying to go to superstar diamond, then you're going to feel like always going to feel defeated. Okay. And that is no way to feel. So get over that, figure out what you want in this business and go for that, and we'll help you get to where you want to go.
Yes, and personal development is key. If you don't feed your mind the positivity, if you continue to look at the crap on social media, watch the news, follow the girl on Instagram that continues to make you feel defeated, like, you have a choice to make in every single one of those situations. Turn it off. Don't listen to it. Feed your mind the good stuff. Walk away, when you find yourself comparing yourself to whatever. Like, unfollow the person that makes you feel defeated. Like, you control that. Defeat, overwhelm, insecurity, confidence, they're all feelings, which are choices that you have to make. They're not like unconscious things that you can't control. You have a choice in them, all of them. Okay, next slide. And yeah, when it comes to your health and fitness journey, I saw you guys look good naked, just be a dime, look good. Yes, all those things can happen, will happen. They are good goals. They will help you move forward. I will tell you though, they won't be enough when things get tough, or when you kind of feel like you fall off the wagon. They have to be a little bit deeper and something that kind of pisses you off. Because let's be honest, as a woman, we all want to look like the bikini model, but just wanting to look like the bikini model has never been enough to keep us consistent. So you've got to find something that's deeper and bigger than that makes you want to push through when you want to freaking give up, right? Like, you've got to freaking do it. And yes, Courtney, I can totally relate to that. So when I said this earlier, when we play small, our impact is small. When you hide your light, it doesn't help anyone else glow. Okay, so this is just a little bit of income inspiration for you guys. That just shows you what is possible. And we will share this stuff with you guys privately throughout. Again, when other people share their income, don't it make you feel defeated? Freaking feel inspired. Let you know what is possible, okay? So I'll share with my own. This was April 12th of 2016. So I was like, I started in June. So I was, almost a year into coaching, and I made $553 that week. I can tell you I was a diamond coach at that point, and I was openly sharing on social media, and I made commission was the most of that money. Then you can see the next year in 2017, my coach wasn't working the business. I was feeling defeated, and I was allowing other people to get in my head, and I almost quit. Okay, I wasn't showing up anymore on social media, and that was the result. My business went down. And then this was this past April. At the end of last summer, I decided to freaking get over myself and do what I know I was meant to do, and that is build this business and help a lot of freaking people and do it unapologetically. And that was my income in 1 week. And in April, $2,836. And guys, that's freaking insane. And it feels weird for me to sit here and tell you that, but I tell you that because I want you to know what's possible. Because it's changed my family's life, it's changed our financial future, and we're able to pay off debt and school loans and give back and do more and travel and all those kind of things. And it can happen. But again, if I had stopped at 9 comments or 9 likes and 1 comment, if I had stopped when people told me no, I would have never freaking got there. If I would have stopped when everybody was making fun of me and people were quitting on me in 2017, then I would have never got there either. Okay, so just know consistency and persistence pays off. Same for Sheena. She told me no for like freaking 9 months. Finally signed up. She was pitter-pattering around in the business for quite some time. She wasn't listening to personal development like she shared. I wanted to kind of punch her in her face at times because she would listen to me. So, but she still was making a little bit of income, right? She was sharing a little bit. $198 is freaking life-changing for a lot of people, right? So like never doubt how much money that is and how that can impact someone's life. So she made $198 in the entire month of February in 2017, and then the entire month in February. This past February, Sheena has totally changed her business, especially in the last 6 months. You guys that have followed her, watched her share throughout her pregnancy journey and postpartum. She shared it freaking all. She inspired a lot of people. A lot of you guys are here because of that. And that was her income, and which is nearly, at that time, was nearly surpassing her full-time income from being a previous manager at Victoria's Secrets. And I know that she's now surpassed that at this point in her business. And then Hillary's on the far right. Hillary almost quit on me in December of 2017. She's a nurse practitioner. She's got 3 kids at home, and she works full-time. And she was telling me this business wasn't for her, and she didn't think she could do it. I gave her a little tough love and told her to suck it up, and yes, she could. And then this past June, she made $1,600, and she's a 1-star qualifying coach, and is building this business in the cracks of life. So you can feel defeated and talk yourself out of stuff, but the only way you don't succeed in fitness journey and this business is if you talk yourself out of it and you give up on you. You will have the choice, you will have the decision. And when I get your coach cancellation, I will feel bad because I know that it was you quitting on you. Okay, so if you just promise to be here and stay consistent with us, we can teach you the ways. I'm very confident in leadership at this point. You're in the right spot. Next one, Sheena. So wrapping it up finally, so what now? Get through the business quick start, okay? If you haven't done that, the 10 steps, if there was something that you didn't do, if you do not have Google Streaks set up at this point in time, you've not completed the business quick start. People tell me they complete the quick start, and I'm like, okay, show me your streak. And they're like, what's that? I'm like, no, go back, okay? So that's first things first. Commit to your programs, Shakeology, and the performance line. You're already doing that. Plug into personal development. I will post some suggestions in the team page since some of you guys are asking. Begin sharing your journey and inviting people. Don't wait until you feel ready or that you're done with training. Start freaking now, like tomorrow, okay? Start tomorrow. Don't get overwhelmed, okay? Anytime you feel overwhelmed, like take a step back, take a chill pill, go work out, whatever, okay? Tell one of us that you're freaking overwhelmed so we can talk to you about it and tell you what's important to concentrate on and what you need to let go for right now, okay? One step at a time, one conversation at a time, one goal at a time, but have a long-term vision with short-term urgency, okay? If you really want to build this thing, like I am telling you, you can make a substantial income. You can earn a free cruise from me. You can totally transform your life through this business in the next 6 months, okay? But you have to have long-term vision so that when people quit on you, when people tell you no, you have to know that you're building for the long term. You're not going to let the short-term stuff derail you from your path, okay? But have short-term urgency, want to succeed, want to help people, want to share, okay? All of those things together will compound into something big, and then 3 years from now, you will be leading this freaking new team, Coach Call, and you will have all these people depending on you, okay? You have to know that, you have to believe it for it to happen, okay? I can believe in you, Sheena can believe in you, all of us can believe in you, but you have the ultimate decision of whether or not you believe in you. All right, that's it. We've been on here for a long time. Thanks for sticking with us. On our first call, we'll have to shorten it up in the future, but I hope this was helpful to you guys. I will tell you, it's my goal to have our new coach training. I'm revamping it a little bit. I'm gonna hopefully have it completed by next week. So hang in there with me, get the business quick start done, and we'll get you plugged into some freaking bomb training here in the next week or so, okay? You guys have a good night. Sheena, you have anything? We good? All right. Bye, guys.